Representative Gillian is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This might be potentially out of order, but I'll tell you, this is considering the amount of interest and concern that this bill has generated. I was just wondering before we could vote the Skelton amendment either up or down, that if it were possible to vote for amendments.
Well, I don't know, being a freshman chairman of the subcommittee, whether I know what the procedure is on that or not, but what I can tell you basically is that the amendment that I would offer does some of what Representative Skelton's amendment that he put together achieves. And it also does some things that the other side wanted to try to achieve. And so maybe it doesn't go far enough on one side, and maybe it goes too far on the other side. I don't know if can I do that. Here's can I explain the amendment without making a vote on this amendment? You do a simple adjourned debate on this. Okay. Well, we would either vote this amendment up or down.
Okay, well, let me do it this way, if I may, Mr. Chairman. Let's try to do through the questioning process. Maybe we can work it out that way, and then if he can't answer a question, I mean, just to keep procedurally correct, because I would like, I can't vouch for anyone around this table, but I have 4 daughters. So this is not this is an important issue for me. I worked in intervention and prevention programs practically all of my life. I know how serious of an issue this is. I'm also a minister, so I understand the other ramifications of this. So this is not a simplistic issue at all. And I think that depending upon the twist and turn that one can spin that one wants to put on this, and I've also been involved in policy making a long time, and I understand also that there are things beyond just the language in this particular bill that is drawing some concern as well. I'm not here to pass judgment in terms of where people are coming from on this, but I can say this as a parent of children who have been and one who is currently in the school system. I think this is something that's very important, particularly with South Carolina's history in terms of with STDs and other issues involving the fallout from a lack of a strong policy in this area. So if I can just answer questions, and maybe the 2 of you all can rotate as an answer.
Well, I can't answer your questions without introducing you.
Yeah, okay, I understand. All right, Mr. Skelton, you've indicated that this particular amendment attempts to draw compromise in terms of major points of contention with regards to the original language of the bill. Is there any way you could be more specific in terms of at least 2 of those points that were the most controversial that you attempt to address in this legislation that opponents of the bill are concerned about?
Well, I don't know that I would place more importance on one than the other. They would have to address which is most important to them. The issues that were raised in the 2 meetings that we had, I believe we addressed in the amendment. And I outlined those, dealing with the definition of medically accurate, dealing with the information being taught in context of marriage, dealing with reportable diseases, and we went to their position on that. The differences on male and female students, we went to their position on that. 9 to 12, we went to their position on that. So we made concessions in the process. On medically accurate, it was my understanding that when we left the meeting that the Centers for Disease Control would be the determining entity for medically accurate, and so I thought we had reached an agreement on that. There may be some belief that we're trying to attack abstinence-only education, but we are not. That is simply not the case. And I challenge anyone to show me in the bill where it challenges that. In fact, we included more language in the amendment on abstinence than was in the original bill. And so I challenge anyone to do that. We haven't watered it down at all. And so with respect to teacher training, the ones that would have to be certified under the amendment would be the public school teachers. The ones teaching for heritage would not, we don't require that. And so we've gone away from our original position on that. And so I just don't know, I don't know where the controversy remains, but obviously it does. Otherwise, Chairman Patrick wouldn't have an amendment that he's offering. And I've seen his amendment. I have some concerns about 2 or 3 things in his amendment. Some things I don't have a problem with. And so I don't know how to go about addressing a situation when our amendment is on the table, and I know you can vote it down and take up the chairman's amendment. You can adjourn debate on it, simple adjourn debate and discuss his amendment, and it may be that his amendment could be amended to the point where that we could accept it. Because none of us has a pipeline to the powers that be that tells us that we're absolutely correct and right. And so, and to be honest with you, I only got a copy of his amendment when we were on the floor, and then we had other engagements, and really have only had about an hour and 15, 20 minutes to review it and consider the various ramifications of it. And there are some ramifications that bother me and some that don't, really. And so I'm open to suggestions as to how we go about resolving the dilemma. What I would prefer that you do is just say, we've done such a great job amending to satisfy the complaints that the people had, that this is an absolute perfect bill, and we could get a unanimous decision to report it to the full committee, and then we could take it to the floor and debate it.
Well, we don't all get what we want, Representative Skelton.
No, look.
I'd like not to have a second hearing on this bill, but.
Well, I am the poster boy for people not getting what they want. So let's not make this another star on that poster.
Representative Rivers had a question, and then Representative Buck.
Well, actually, a quick, thank you, Mr. Chairman. A question, I would love to hear both amendments then do whatever we need to vote to receive one or reject one. I would love for us to deal with this today and be done with it for the year, but looking at everything and several different amendments, I'm not sure whether we could take care of it today. I would love for us to do that. The biggest concern in the emails that I get from those in the religious community and so on and so forth, they believe that the bill as it is, no one's really seen the amendment until today, but the bill as a whole, it is teaching things as far as masturbation, grinding, we're all adults here, and alternative things. instead of intercourse itself. And anyone being a minister, those things aren't healthy. It really isn't healthy for married couples if they do things like that. So that's some of the concerns. Are you teaching, does the bill teach other avenues for sexual gratification? That's a big concern, and if it does do that, then that's a really bigger problem down the line. You'll end up with situations where a male and a female don't know how to really interact in an intimate way with their spouse. Again, we are all adults here. But I do believe that there's some things that has to be done, but I do want to ask you, what's the best method to prevent pregnancy? What's the best method? And disease prevention.
I already said it, abstinence, but let me answer your other question. The fact of the matter is, we had some people that came and testified to the committee about some things that were going on in schools. And if what is going on in the schools is what they were testifying to, then that is a testament to the fact that we need this bill. Because the things they were testifying about that were going on, we don't need going on. And I don't think those things are going on, but that's the best support we have for the bill. There's nothing in here that teaches about masturbation or that strange, whatever that handout that I got was, it talked about, I don't know whether it's extraterrestrial sex or what. Yeah, out of court, or whatever it is. There's nothing in there that deals with that. And so, I've learned a long time ago that when people want to get away from the point and get away from the serious discussion of the issues, that they go to extremes and throw out extremes and try to get you to believe that that is the norm. And if that's the emails you're getting, then you're getting emails that do not comport with the bill.
Again, so
I've got an email that I could read you that.
Would it be better if we just did a simple adjourned debate on Mr. Skelton's amendment?
yes, let's do an adjourned debate on that one. Hear yours, and let's bring both of them. Because I don't want to, we're going to keep playing tennis back and forth if we don't do it. I don't want.
Because I think my amendment might address some of these concerns.
One technical question. If we do that, Pierce, if his amendment is drafted, predicated upon his original bill, and what we do is adjourn debate on Representative.
Do a simple adjourned debate on Representative Skelton's amendment.
Right.
We would hear my amendment. They're both strike all and insert.
Yeah, strike and
Oh,
insert.
okay. That's,
That's the question for Representative Skelton before we adjourn today.
Sure, I mean, there's a lot of other questions to it, but go ahead.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Representative Skelton. I got just a few questions. And I'm going to try to keep this obviously civil and not go off on any rabbit trails or throw out any other things. But the biggest concern I hear from you and from the other side is we're not being able to teach different things in schools, like STDs. There's this big push for medically accurate information. And that's my question is, what aren't we teaching right now in the schools? Are we not talking about STDs currently right now in schools? Are we not teaching different diseases in schools? If there's a breakthrough in the medical community right now underneath the current law, are we not allowed to just talk about that? Are we only talking about things that were only discovered 40 years ago? That's my biggest question, and can you kind of give me a little...
Well, you ought to know what's been being taught because you just came out not too long ago.
He was homeschooled though.
And it's been a long time since I've been there, and I've not sat in on any of the health education classes. So I can't tell you exactly what's going on, but I know it varies from district to district. And I do know that for the most part, contraception is only taught in conjunction with marriage. It's not taught in conjunction with sexual activity outside of marriage. And that's what we're trying to address, is sexual activity that leads to teen pregnancies, which occurs outside of marriage. I don't know exactly the content of every health education class, and the reason I don't is local school boards can adopt different standards for what's going to be taught. And so we don't have any accurate way of knowing exactly what's taught anywhere, the way the accountability system is right now. And I don't, hopefully that addresses your concern on that, but I'm not sure that it does.
So the biggest issue that we really have coming from you is accountability, right, throughout the state?
No, the biggest issue you have coming from me is the fact that teenage women are getting pregnant, and sometimes it's foreclosing their opportunities to become successes in life. That's the big thing you're hearing from me, and I want to do everything I can to prevent that.